Hello, welcome to Small Town Network. I'm John Evans.
And I'm Scott Wilk, and welcome to Community News.
Yeah, coming up we've got some news on events locally, some sports, and birthdays. But first, Scott has some really important information about Groundhog Day.
That's right. As you know, we are heading up onto February 2nd, also known to most of us as Groundhog Day. Now, got some interesting facts to tell you about Groundhog Day. First of all, Groundhog Day is a tradition that actually comes from a German festival called Candlemas, also known as Badger Day. In Germany, it was a badger instead of a groundhog, and if the badger found a sunny day casting its shadow, it meant 4 more weeks of winter. Candlemas was primarily a Catholic festival in German Protestant Lutheran churches. Also, its earliest mention was in an 1840 diary of James Morris. He was of Morgantown in the Pennsylvania Dutch country. Now, also the first actual news observance was in the Puxatawny Spirit newspaper of Puxatawny, Pennsylvania, and that was in 1886. But the actual first considered official day was the following year in 1887, and people have gathered ever since. Now, there was a difference in 2021 of last year. That was the 135th year of the celebration, and actually at that one the members wore masks. It did see its shadow at the ceremony, but it was held behind closed doors and no fans were allowed in due to COVID-19. Now, when we think about Groundhog Day, of course, we all think about Groundhog Day the movie, which was released in February 12th of 1993, starring Bill Murray, Andy McDowell, and Chris Elliott, and that actually grossed about $105 million in the box office. So some interesting information there about Groundhog Day, some stuff that you might not have known, but interesting to say the least. There goes our Rockwood train. We are live right here in downtown Rockwood, and there goes our good old train. But now I'm going to toss to my buddy John, who is going to tell you about the upcoming events.
Yeah, things we've got coming up this week. First off, as always, we have our open ride at Roan State, and that's on the first. Now, I think next week they're going to be off, but for this week, please contact Diane Cox. It's $5 a horse, $5 a rider, and the phone number 882-4590. And also this week as well, looks like it's every Tuesday, Bluegrass Jamming Session at Bradbury Community Club, 6 to 10, $2 admission. They have concessions there. Please call Marie at 865-458-3703. Now, this is an interesting one. The first time we've seen this, February the 2nd, it's Art and Beyond. It looks like they're going to have it every Wednesday for a while. Arts, crafts, and sports at Crossville Outlet Center. You can bring your own project. They've got some folks that will help you, give you some ideas for new projects, help you finish a current project that you're not quite done with. Really, some really good creative people will be there to help you bring your own supplies and let them help you. And more information can be found at facstn.com. Sorry about that. I hung on a little too long. Next thing we got February the 4th through the 6th, Knoxville Convention Center. We have an auto show. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. More information can be found at knoxautoshowtn.com. February the 4th, we got a fight in the bar, if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
Not the normal one you run across, but
this is not your normal fight in the bar, but no. But yeah, this one.
Have a fight in the bar there at Cotton Eye Joe. It's an organized fight, sanctioned, and it's the Aries Fight Series 4, and that's 6 to 10 at Cotton Eye Joe on February the 4th. Contact them with more information. And Saturdays, we also have our 2 farmers markets. We got the Grow Oak Ridge Winters Farmer Market at St. Mary's School Gym, and that's Grow Oak Ridge. And then at Knoxville, it's at the Market Square, and you can get more information there by 865-805-8687, extension 1. And this is a new thing we ran across. Sounds pretty interesting. It's a qualifying round for the Tennessee Songwriters contest. And we're not really sure what the end result of this will be, but this Friday, that's Saturday the 5th at the Mocro Brewing Project on 513 Court Street in Wartburg. They're going to have this thing, so show up, listen to people, or if you want to participate, you can give them an email there. That's TATN songwriters@gmail.com. And they have rescheduled for the February the 5th, the Chili Open 9-hole scramble at Heatherhurst Golf Course. And for more information, please call Jessica at 931-484-4565, and that's $50 a person. And this one sounds really, really interesting. And we got Valentine's Day coming up. Not this coming Monday, but
The following, I think.
Yeah,
right?
the following Monday.
Yeah.
And so that's $59 a person, but that includes a full dinner. It's a dinner detective mystery show. That's at the Hilton at 501 West Church Avenue in Knoxville. It sounds like a lot of fun. You've known some people that have been through some stuff like this?
Yeah, in Pigeon Forge they have a similar type of show, but this looks much more of a fine dining type of experience. And I know you looked at the website as well, and it looked like the meal was quite amazing.
Oh yeah.
But also that price did include not only your meal, your entertainment, the gratuity for your server, and there were prizes as well. So that looked like a pretty awesome time.
You may end up eating dinner with a murderer.
Yeah,
Yep.
So hopefully you can figure out who did it, and hopefully they're not sitting next to you. But now we're going to toss out to Mr. John again, who's going to tell you about our upcoming sports.
Sports, yes sir. We have 2 games this week at Rockwood. Basketball games. We have Wartburg at home, and that's on February the 1st, and on February the 4th we have Oliver Springs at home as well. So 2 home games this week.
Yeah, awesome. Good luck to our local Rockwood school there. Now we are going to be heading into weather, which I believe is brought to you by our friends from Shape Up.
Yeah, weather again sponsored by Shape Up. It's a great gym over there at in the Tractor Supply Big Lot Shopping Center. I go there a couple times a week, try to. Great combination of both free weights and machines, and so they can accommodate any level of fitness and any level of experience on working out. They also have some staff there that can help you. But one of the great things there is if you are on a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan, please give Maria a call. Her contact information was up there just a second ago. Your plan may actually pay for your membership dues.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful thing. Get out there and for free get in shape, stay healthy, and we'll all live a lot longer.
Yeah, or give them a call, 466-3966 there at Shape Up. And
absolutely.
I know you're a regular over there.
I enjoy it. I feel a little better, get the muscles moving and blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah, so awesome. So again, we're heading into weather, and if you haven't joined us before, we want to thank our friends at WVLT Channel 8, and especially our friend Heather Haley and the weather crew at the First Alert Weather. Here is your 8-day upcoming forecast. As you can see, really nice today, even nicer tomorrow. How weird is it that we're going to be almost 60 on Tuesday? A little bit of rain Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Higher chance there on Thursday, lesser chance on Friday. But then it gets chilly. Drops down to 24 as your low on Friday night and Saturday. And then it warms back up to a mild 46 there. There's a look at your current radar. There's all of Tennessee there. And as you can see, it looks quite clear. So we're thankful for that, and thankful again to our friends at WVLT. We want to appreciate them. And again, if you haven't already, check out their apps. They got 2 apps, the WVLT News app and also the WVLT Weather app. Both are very handy. You can even set up the news app to alert you for school closings or business closings. So that is very handy. So thanks again to all of our friends there at WVLT. Now we're going to go into a special segment that we have started announcing all of our upcoming birthdays. So here we go. And the birthdays, again, is brought to you by Bushel and a Peck.
Brought to you by Bushel and Peck. It's a great little boutique on the corner of Rockwood Street and Front Street. And you see there, you got a lot of hearts in their basket. That reminds us that Valentine's Day is coming up. Might be a great place to pick out something from a local artist or local craftsman and give it to your significant other, your wife, girlfriend. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. And they're good folks over there, so stop in and see them.
Yeah, check them out there at Bushel and Peck. Great time to pick up a Valentine's gift. Here's our upcoming birthdays today: Randy Ray and Kayla Sowers. Also coming up this week, Marshall Whaley. He's the head lighting director at Country Tonight Theater. My cousin, Eric Wilk, general manager of the Grand Majestic Theater. Jackie Miranda, she's having a birthday this week. Carol Young, Mr. David Fee, and also Rusty Miller.
Yeah, we also have Francis Martin, Barry Evans, Scott Vest, a good friend of ours over in South Carolina, Eva Hyde, David Essex, Chandler Williams, the Chan Man's turning 21. It's a nephew of mine, good kid. William Heath, Lisa McCullough, Lisa Farrell Montgomery, Johnny Johnson, and Glenn Kofer have birthdays this week.
Yeah, so again, happy birthday to all of those folks. And again, if you have a birthday coming up, or if you know somebody that does have a birthday coming up, just send us, you can send us a picture and we'll post their picture up there with their birthday. We'll post their information. So please, if you've got a birthday coming up,
birthday or anniversary, anything important like that.
Yeah, something
send us a
special,
photo.
anything. We don't care to get anything out. If you got a graduation, your grandson, granddaughter, or daughter that you're excited about, some special accomplishment, hey, send us that information. That's where we're here. We're here to get your information out. Now, we're going to be heading into our other interests section, which is also brought to you by the Rec.
Yeah, the Rec Center, the Rockwood Event Center. It's housed in the Rockwood Event Center Museum building, and they are a great venue if you need to host a party or a wedding. They also have other scheduled events. You can go to their Facebook page and find out who's appearing there. And if you need some help on that, either setting up a event or attending one, give Bill a contact there. Give him a call, message him on Facebook. He'll get right back to you.
That's right. So we thank our sponsors again. Thanks to Bill at the Rec for being a sponsor. Now, this is interesting. Our first other interest is pertinent to everybody, especially with all the COVID stuff going on, but they have free home test kits.
Yeah, you can go to covidtest.gov. I think their website should be shut out by now. Most of the bugs gone. Get out there. You can get free at-home tests. You can get 4 per household. And I think there's some special instances where you can even get more than that. Is that right, Scott?
Yeah, if you go to the bottom of their page, they say if you need more than 4, you can fill out some special request information there, and they will get that to you as well. Now, we've got another special interest here that is quite interesting, and Mr. John is going to tell us about that.
Yeah, we in looking at special events or special interests. This is just something that really struck me when I was exposed to it. There's a man named Dr. Jordan Peterson. Just to me, it's fascinating to watch him think as he's speaking. But he wrote a book about the 12 rules for life, and there are a couple of ways you can. One, you could buy the book and read it. 2, you can go out there and search for actually 12 rules for life in 12 minutes. That video is actually something like 14 minutes long. It's kind of odd, but that's a really brief synopsis of these things and what they mean. And then there's an hour-and-a-half lecture that he does, and you can find that by searching. It's the How To Academy, 12 Rules for Life, and that's where you really get experience how this man thinks and how he goes through the process of deciding what these things mean, how he came up with them. And the 12 rules are really kind of interesting. We were talking about the first one, stand up straight with your shoulders back, and his rationale for that was going through some behavioral studies on lobsters, and the dominance hierarchy within lobsters is just like that's been out there for 350 million years, and that's in our brain. And the point he makes there is that that part of our brain has been around longer than the part that recognizes trees.
Yeah.
You know, it's in there. And so that number one lobster, you know, he's got his shoulders back and his claws are out, and he's feeling important. And when people look at him, they give him the benefit of the doubt that he is the number one lobster, not the number 10 lobster. And when they, kind of check their brain chemistry, there is a significant difference between the number 10 and the number one, just in brain chemistry. And the simple act of you, and their brains are exactly like ours in those respects. You know, if you treat yourself and like you're somebody that should be taken seriously, your brain will react that way, and you'll start actually having more positive thoughts and less negative thoughts, and you'll start behaving like the number 3 lobster instead of the number 5 lobster. And it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's compelling arguments for those.
Kind of like the mind over matter thing, or the old adage, if you look good, you feel good, and you work good. Right?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to the office and you're dressed up in a shirt and tie, most people are more productive somehow that way.
Absolutely.
But very interesting. Let's look at some other points.
Some of the
on
other
there.
ones, and some of them are kind of odd, but hear him explain them, they make sense. But treat yourself like you're someone you're responsible for helping. Like, you know, treat yourself like you're the person that you care about and you want to help. Befriend people who want the best for you. And that's not often the people that want to be with you when you're doing destructive behaviors, are the ones that want to hold you back from helping yourself. It's the ones that may be a little hard on you.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. He talks about it's not like you're getting your friends there to kind of motivate you along. It's really you want those people close to you that aren't afraid to tell you, hey, you're doing something wrong, or you're out of line.
If you're trying to quit smoking, it's the guy that says, hey, when you're trying to quit smoking, instead of the one that says, hey, you want a cigarette.
Exactly, exactly.
And two different kind of people there.
Exactly.
Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Don't pick out somebody that's very, very successful and say, I'm not. You know, if you're trying to make changes in your life, compare yourself to who you were yesterday and the changes you made that day, and now you're a little bit better. And it's incremental changes. It's what I always tell Tom, you know, we're looking for progress, not perfection.
Yeah. Yeah, and it helps you see your own progress instead of comparing. I like this next one.
Yeah. Don't let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. That makes a lot of sense. And really, really good, valuable information there. You know, treat your kids, make them behave in a way that other kids will like them, that adults will like them. And his theory is, and it's true, that society as a whole will open itself up to that child, and his life is going to be better and easier for having learned that as a small child.
Yeah, helping develop social skills, all of that. Yeah, very interesting. Number 6.
Number 6, set your house in order before you criticize the world. That's kind of self-evident. Yeah, you know, you want to fix your own life and do things for yourself. Not that you want to put things off for other people, but, you know, if your house is on fire, how can you put somebody else's house out?
Exactly, yeah. 7.
Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Number 8, tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Really great, hear his take on that. I mean, how in-depth that is, how, you know, even the little bit of dishonesty that we have in ourselves, and we always do, you know, the little lies we tell ourselves to protect our ego, you know, if you can stop those things and look at yourself honestly, then you can start making progress.
Yeah, a lot to be said for integrity, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no. Number 9.
Assume whoever you're listening to knows something you don't, and for a lot of different reasons there. You know, Scott and I were talking about this, you know, how often have you spoken with someone who, you know, they're not listening, they're waiting to talk, and they're a completely different thing there. So if you're the person that's actually listening, the person that's talking to you is going to know, and they will react to you in a different way. You're going to be the one person they want to tell things to. And the other thing, unless you're just the smartest man in the world and your life is perfect and you don't need to know anything else, everybody may tell you something. You can learn from everybody. So if you're that person, it's going to be better for you. It's going to be better for the person that's telling you something. And be precise in your speech is pretty evident there. Don't bother children while they're skateboarding.
Yeah, another good one.
Another great one, and his take on that is that as a clinical psychologist, he has never, ever, not one time ever had a patient in his office say, my parents made me too independent.
Right.
And that's, this day and age, it's a struggle. I mean, growing up as kids, especially in the summertime, sun comes up, eat breakfast out the door, you play all day, sun goes down, you better be home. But, that's just something that we do. And today, if you don't have contact with somebody all the time and know where they are, you get antsy. So we need to make an effort to step back a little bit and let people especially make mistakes when they're not dangerous, because a mistake as a 10-year-old is a lot different than a mistake at a 25-year-old, and a lot more consequential and a lot more dangerous when they're 25.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. It talks a lot about, let kids take risks.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of learning involved in taking risks, and it's also not only will you learn, it's very interesting how he talks about it, but not only will you learn how to maybe not make the same mistake again, but you learn a whole lot of different life lessons in that, and really it's just preparing the child for the real world.
Oh, absolutely, because you're gonna make that mistake.
Yeah, and a lot of parents who kind of almost cover
they call it helicopter parents.
Yes,
just constantly hovering over.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then number 12 there, which is also very deep.
Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. And he does if you're not a cat person, you can interpret that dog.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a cat.
Doesn't have to be a cat, but, part of that point is to, no matter how bad your day's going, that's internal to you. The world is out there, and, if you can stop and set yourself aside of that and pet the cat or be kind to the person that needs it, and you're not reflecting your bad day to everyone else, it's much better to do that. He's got some other great points on that as well.
Yeah, very interesting. So again, if you want to find that, you can look up Dr. Jordan Peterson there, 12 Rules for Life, and that's on YouTube, right?
That's on YouTube, yes, sir.
Yeah, and then you said also he's involved in all kinds of other different stuff, some religious stuff.
Yeah, he's recently on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they go over a lot of subjects and topics there, and as much as what the guy says, it's just the fact that he's coming from the perspective of a behavioral psychologist to a lot of different topics and things. I've always been fascinated not only what people think, but why they think it, and it's very insightful just to hear him talk about everything. Now, I don't agree with everything he says, and hardly ever will you find somebody that you do.
Oh yeah.
But it's just fascinating to watch the guy lecture because he's thinking all the time and trying to formulate what he's actually saying. And you can tell sometimes he might even change his mind while he's doing it. So it's worthwhile if you have the time. Make the time.
Yeah.
And have a listen at it. Like I say, one of them's short, 14 minutes. We can all spare 14 minutes.
Yeah.
It might interest you, and you can go out on a longer one.
Yeah. So again, just nice ways to just kind of maybe even improve yourself.
Yeah.
So there again, everybody, we want to thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Community News. And again, if you have information or anything that you'd like to get to us, John is going to tell you how to do that.
Yeah, please contact us at smalltownnetworklive@gmail.com. Don't forget the live part, Small Town Network Live. Or you can message us on Facebook at Small Town Network, and we'll get back to you pretty quick. And once again, use that email address if something's coming up. If you're going to have a yard sale, hey, you want to tell the community about it, send that to us. We'll make sure it gets out there. Birthdays, anniversaries, anything that's important to you, we want to get it out for you. Get to us.
Yeah, so again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, like and share our page with all your friends. Again, want to send our prayers out to our friends. You hear the music, all the music from the program is from friends of mine named Uzori. That's a group in Ukraine. And we pray for them with the situation going on there with Russia right next door. So we send our prayers out to them. We send our prayers out to all of you. If you have a special need, we pray for all of you. And we thank you guys for, again, joining us. So once again, from the Small Town Network, I'm Scott Wilk.
I'm